Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am Maher Hathout, the Senior Advisor of the Muslim Public Affairs Council. And one of our major struggles and goals is to reconnect with the Quran, because we consider it as the eternal, continuous main source of energy that can lead us through our life. And the issue now comes of whether it is legitimate to spend Zakat money on MPAC projects and goals. And if we read the verse itself that's talking about that, the verse in the Quran identified about 7 outlets for the Zakat money. Nonetheless, we have to read it through a contemporary eye, not through a remote theoretical conceptual thing, but actually in a practical way during our time and our age right now here. And for example, the verse talks about the poor and the needy, and we consider that all our programs to achieve a more fair and moral budget comes under that. Then it talks about those who work on collecting the zakat and managing it. So this is actually the overhead of the organization. For the organization to function, there should be a certain overhead spent on the organization, and this is the proper way to go. Then the verse talks about those who are to be freed from bondage. And although slavery in traditional form is over, nonetheless slavery in reality, which is controlling people against their will, is very prevalent in the forms of occupation and oppression and dictatorship. And so all the struggles that MPAC put against these oppressing factors is definitely can come under this item that the verse identified. When the verse talks about spending to soften the hearts of people and win over them, which is in reality now public relation work, how to spend the money to make people more comfortable with Islam and less apprehensive and less skeptical about Islam. This is a very legitimate way to spend this item, which is in Arabic al-mu'allafati qulubuhum, for that reason. When we talk about the wayfarers of today are the refugees, the homeless, the seekers of political asylum, the people who don't enjoy the privilege of having a stable, permanent home and shelter. So all the expenditure on that item is quite legitimate for the fi sabilillah, for the cause of God, which is really the cause of mercy, justice, liberty, and human dignity are fi sabilillah. And so any expenditure on that is quite legitimate. So as we notice that when you read the verse through the current eye that is dealing with current realities, we find these items are very accommodating to real problems and real challenges that we are facing now. So I'm asking everybody not to hesitate in considering zakat money as a legitimately supply and support to our organization, to MPAC. About zakat al-fitr, it is a different story that should be spent on the hungry and the needy, but this is on Eid al-Fitr, on the Eid, and should be completely allocated to that. But the general zakat, which is our divine income tax, should be spent on these items, as I mentioned, with seeking to please God and to become more spiritual and more close to Him through that kind of offering.